Is it working? Yes, I think we're live. Great. Is it working? Plug in those. I think we're live. And we need to. Is it working? Turn off the plug in those. Sound on the video. And we need to. All right. Hello, Daniel. How is the sound? Can you hear me? Tjena, Elmer. All right, it looks like it's working. So where's the camera? There. It's back to the episode number 1 where I didn't find the camera. Hello and welcome to Project Vayner episode 30. This is my first live session that I'm doing on YouTube because I wanted to try it out, see how it works, and also I want to do more collaborations. So that's why I have invited a guest today that I'm going to call in just a minute. And yeah, feel free to comment in the chat and tell me if it sounds good, how the video quality is, if it's okay, if everything is working fine. There is some information down in the description about what we are going to talk about. It's just like 2 topics, but we will probably talk a lot around those topics. And if you have any questions, we will talk about that as well. So, yeah, I think I will just invite the guest. So I get the link there. It's kind of strange because when you're inviting someone, you write their email address, but you can't write the @ symbol. So you have to copy the @ symbol and then paste it in there, which is really strange. All right. Okay, invitation sent. Off to a good start. We have 4 viewers right now, which is more than I expected. I thought it was going to be 2 or 3, maybe. Ray, are you there?
I'm there. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Nice. So I think I need to plug in this one because I'm hearing you in the speaker right now. So.
Yeah, I'm still here. I've got you muted, and then I should be able to still hear you though.
Yeah, great.
On Hangouts, yeah. Is that how we're doing it? Is that what we planned?
Yeah, I think so. I think everything is working just fine right now.
Great. That's always good.
Yeah, I don't know about the volume, if it's like too loud or too low, but I haven't heard anything, so I guess it's good.
You're sounding loud and clear and nice to me, so that's good. So yeah, any comments for anyone watching to let us know if you can hear would probably be the only other way of us telling if it's okay.
Yeah, and we tried this just shortly yesterday, but at the beginning we had the speaker, so we could hear ourselves, and it was like a 10 seconds delay. So yeah, kind of strange. But now it's working with the headphones. So.
Okay, nice. Let's have a look. Sounds perfect. Someone said in the comments.
Great.
So all round, Looks like we're good.
Good. So, yeah, welcome to everyone that is watching right now. It's 4 people, so maybe someone is dropping in after a while. We'll see. I'm just gonna talk about or tell again the things that I was saying in the beginning of the video. It's so hard to like know how to say something when it's live because you can't do like retakes that I'm doing usually. So
yeah,
but,
definitely.
I wrote down in the description like the topics that we are going to talk about, and then probably we're going to talk like about things around them. And yeah, this is basically just a trial and error session, just seeing how it works. And
we got off to a good start though, David. Sound and images and everything.
Yeah, we had one challenge earlier this week because we didn't find out how to make the split screen where you can see both me and you. And I was thinking yesterday to film the screen and me sitting next to the screen, which wasn't really the perfect solution. But when you create an event on YouTube, they send you to Google Hangout, and on Google Hangout you can invite a person. So yeah, that was the solution to it. So that was good.
All you can hope for, that you find the solution.
Yeah. All right, so I think that we're going to start with just a short presentation. I don't know if someone who is watching, if it's someone that is watching that is not knowing who I am because it's on my channel, but you never know who is going to watch afterwards. So I'll just start and do a short presentation on me, and then you can say who you are and what you do.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Okay, so my name is David Lindgren, and I'm from the north of Sweden. I live in Stockholm right now. I work as a video editor. I call myself a content creator because that's basically covering all the things that I'm doing, because I'm taking photos and editing and edit videos, and I'm interested in graphic design as well. So it's just a name for all the things that I'm doing, but video editor is like the title, my working title. And I've been playing ice hockey for all my life. I quit playing like a year ago. Now I'm just playing floorball just to stay in shape. Yeah, so I think that's a short presentation of who I am. So yeah,
over to me.
Over to you.
Okay, I am very much like David. I call myself a content creator. I kind of split my time between my own business called Simply Create and working for another company, but all of it is really about generating and creating content. So whether that be for them, the other company, or for my own company and customers, mainly focused on video. I am a massive football fan. I support Ipswich Town Football Club, who got only their second win yesterday. So, you know, we can deal with all the wins we can get at the moment. But yeah, massive football fan. I play football. I watch football. Love football. And that's really probably, as a general overview, my passions are content creation and football. So most of my life is revolved around that, I suppose.
Right, and you live in London, right?
Yeah, I live in just on the outside of East London, so right on the border of East London and Essex. Just for anybody who knows a little bit about the UK.
So how long is it to Ipswich from where you live?
About an hour's drive, so not too far.
10 hours.
No, a 1 hour drive. 10-hour drive. Oh, I'll never get that. No, about what? Yeah, 1 hour. It's about 1 hour drive on a good run, no traffic. But yeah, so not too far. Get to go to a couple of games sometimes.
And that's in the second highest league.
Yeah, the championship. But at the moment, we're not doing very well. So we're, fairly low. I'm not going to go into the details about us being bottom or anything. But yeah, we're kind of there and thereabouts.
Yeah, I'm following Arsenal a little bit.
Okay.
They were pretty good, but now they had a 22 games streak without losing, but now they lost today, so that streak is over now.
Yes, but well, it happens. I'd like to go on a 2 game streak as an Ipswich fan, let alone a 22 game streak.
Yeah. All right. So let's just jump into topic number 1, which is kind of a summary of the year. I know that both me and you are creating content, so I'm thinking about talking about that a little bit. What was your expectations of this year in terms of what kind of content did you want to create, and the things that you did for customers, and has it end up as you expected this year?
Okay. Yeah. We're jumping straight into that now, or are you starting, or just straight into that?
Yeah, you can start.
Okay. I would probably say that this year has been even better than I had imagined and planned. I was really at the early stages, the beginning of the year of my business, and I feel like it's come on a lot. So Simply Creators worked with a lot of customers, created a lot of different content. Unfortunately, some of the content that I've created actually hasn't even made it out yet. So people have them, and what the videos that I've created, all the bits of content that I've created for them, and some of them have released it and some of them haven't. So obviously that's up to them in their own timelines as business that you kind of have to deal with. But so I've been even more busier customer wise than it probably even sometimes is portrayed. Which is and obviously the difficulty is the balance between being a content creator for yourself when you have a business and creating content for my company Simply Create, or making content for the customers. And my number one rule is if I have a job for a customer that's obviously paying, then they're the priority. So sometimes throughout the course of the year, my own content has kind of had peaks and troughs. So when I've been less busy, I've been able to put more attention on my own content. When I've been more busy, obviously my own content has taken a bit of a back seat. So apart from that, it's been really good. I've created a lot of content. Some of it I'm really pleased with, and some of it I'm going to kind of go over again next year and hopefully make some improvements on.
Yeah, and I know you did the Vlogtober, where you...
that was interesting.
Every day during October.
That's right. I did it it was never a plan. So one thing that obviously you'll know is planning is often quite key when you're going to go and do stuff, when you're going to go film, when you're going to put your timetable in to edit. But I didn't plan for this. It happened the day before. A videographer that I watched quite a lot, Babin, he basically shouted out and said he was going to do it. And then I was like, right, I'm going to do it as well. And yeah, it was really good. I do recommend it. And one of the reasons I recommend it is that for any video or for any content creator or videographer or anyone who wants to put out content or has something they're really passionate about talking about, because it definitely builds confidence in finding one little bit of something that you want to talk about in a day. And I was only doing like 1 minute videos, so they didn't have to be very long. They were just basically made, or 2 minute videos they were basically made for Instagram really. But when I put it, and it built the confidence, and it also let you forget about the creating all the time. Because you know, it was just about basically recording it, saying what you needed to, being succinct, and then put it out there for people to look at and watch if they kind of wanted to. So
yeah, I think you have a good point there, because I felt the same when I did the EUROTRip this summer, because it was, you lower the expectation when you know that you have to produce something every day, and you can't like push forward because you have to do another video the next day. So instead, you just in that process creating all the time, and you develop as you go, instead of like pushing it forward, trying to make it perfect, because it will never be perfect.
That's right. Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely agree. It won't.
in the process.
And sometimes with the video and the editing process, you can kind of get lost in the process a little bit sometimes, because you're trying lots of different things, and so that takes a lot of your time. Whereas with something like Vlogtober, or the project that you did, you're just like, my goal is to do it, but get something out by the end of the day. And normally you don't want it to be like midnight. The end of the day, you want it to be within good time that people can watch it or look at it. So you kind of, like you say, you just know it's got to get done, and you draw a line under it at some point and just get it out there.
Yeah, but it's time consuming, and sometimes you just have to like being okay with not having every episode perfect.
Yeah, and I think as a content creator as well, you need to get the balance right, because if you put out rough and ready videos, technically as a videographer or somebody who edits videos, they're a reflection on you. So sometimes you can think in the back of your mind, well, if someone comes across this and sees that it wasn't the greatest edit, maybe they'll think that I'm not a good editor, because and won't want me as a client or to work with me. So it's a very much a balance between, so long as you really know what you're trying to achieve, then you're okay. But if you just keep putting out, if you're saying that you are a content creator and a videographer, and then you produce things that are not as great as you want it to be or could be, obviously that could reflect negatively on you. But knowing why you're doing it is always the kind of the important thing. Having your own personal end goal.
That's kind of I thought that I often had, that when people are watching my stuff, they don't know how much time I put in it, and maybe they see things that are looking bad, and I know they are bad, but I couldn't do it better because I didn't have time to make it better. So
I think that's always and that's why probably you need to do sometimes different types of projects as content creators, right? You need to do quality ones where you spend, some time on it, and you also need to do the ones where you just kind of put it out because you are really interested in helping people or giving value, or talking about something in particular.
That's what I like about like show reels and trailers, because you can just pick the best parts of it and make just a short, good video of it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm building a very small like a mashup for the beginning of 2019. That's basically where I kind of got to now. So yeah, I'm doing one of those as well, that hopefully people will see that what some of the stuff that's been really good.
Yeah. What's your if you look at social media platforms, what's your focus there? Is it mostly YouTube or Instagram, or?
So this year was a lot of like trial and error. I did a lot of across all platforms, but not Snapchat. But very much next year, YouTube is going to be my main platform, because it's obviously video, so everything's going on there. But yeah, between video and Instagram, really. I'll be trying. I will continue to try things out on all kinds of platforms and see what happens. I'm not really worried about the numbers as such, but I do want to, like you said right at the beginning of this, before I even came on, I think, about collaborations. I really want to work with more people. I really want to get insight on people that I like watch and enjoy, see what their struggles they're coming across, or the successes they're having, because I think that when you find people like that, you learn off them so much quicker, and you got a lot more respect for them and watching their material.
Yeah, that's one of the thoughts I have with these live sessions. Hopefully I'm going to do more of those in the upcoming year, because I think that just two people discussing something that they are both interested in, they can like come up with ideas and thoughts and get feedback, and people that are watching can come in with feedback and ask questions. So I think it's just a win-win for everyone. So
I think I 100% agree. I think probably the thing that I'm going for the most probably next year is encouraging people to give me feedback, because that's the most valuable thing a content creator I think can have. It's like, if you can build an audience that will be kind enough to give you constructive criticism. Obviously, not just jump in and say they don't like it and not give a reason why, but it can really help develop your own content development and style. So when someone says, oh, I really like this bit, but I didn't really like that bit, it can really make you go down a particular path that you might really find enjoying, because you might have the bit that they didn't enjoy might be the bit that you didn't really enjoy filming or editing either.
Yeah. And yeah, I agree with you. I like it more when people come with feedback than people just looking at something saying, oh, this is good. Okay, but why is it good? What do you like about it? So I see people criticizing something, I'm like, good, now I can develop even more.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think people think that you want them to be, you're telling them to be horrible or harsh, and that's not the case. I'm not saying, that I want you to, slag off my work or be negative about it, but I do value opinions in the sense of to try and make myself feel better, to be better. But also it's a case of I'll pick and choose what I want to do, if that makes sense. I'll pick and choose the feedback that I will take on board. I won't take everything on board, otherwise I'll never find what I want to do.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's why likes as well. The like button is so overrated. Like, what does it actually tell you? I don't think it tells you anything.
Yeah, definitely. It's more important with the conversation and the feedback, and also the connection to the people that are watching, that they feel that not just saying nice words, but actually that they feel that they get value from watching it.
100%. That's it, isn't it? It's definitely. But and also, if you do like something like a tutorial, I think the most important feedback you can get in a tutorial, because I've only done 1 or 2 this year, is, have you learned what you needed to learn? Is there anything you needed more to know about that? Because if they tell you that, I feel like there isn't a problem with video creators such as yourself and stuff, reshooting something to add on the bit that they missed, or add in a bonus material. There's ways you can work around it or help them. So I feel like that feedback is really important. If someone sees a tutorial or something and says, it was really great, but I still got stuck on this bit, then you know what video you can create next time to help them out.
Yeah, exactly. And I try to create a lot of tutorials on my channel, and the way I do it is I'm thinking about the tutorials that I want to see, and then I try to create them, because I know that always when I'm searching for something, I want to have the answer fast. So I just want like a 1-minute tutorial. So that's what I'm trying to create, and also it goes a little bit faster than creating like a 10-minute tutorial, of course.
No, yeah, definitely.
But like, if you can make it shorter, why not make it shorter? And even if I know it's not the best for the YouTube algorithm, because the watch time decreases when it's shorter videos, but I think in the long run, if you're creating something that you believe in and you're giving value to the people that are watching, you will win on it.
Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, yeah, I haven't given up on the algorithms as such, but I just feel like, what will actually shine through the most is if you give value to people, if you can help, and if you can, or if you talk about things or discuss things that other people can relate to.
Yeah,
that will cut through any algorithm, because someone will watch it and be like, that, I get that. I know what they're talking about. Oh, I feel that sometimes as well, and then they'll want to watch a little bit more and a little bit more.
I'm just gonna remind the people that are watching, if you have any questions, just write it down in the chat, and we will answer that at the end of the video. Yeah,
definitely.
So I'm just gonna do like a quick segue into like the summary of how my year has been.
Yeah,
and I was counting earlier today, like the videos that I've done this year. And I set a goal to myself to publish 150 episodes on YouTube. And when I set that goal, I didn't really expect to achieve it, but I set it pretty high just to push myself to see like how much I can do. And I think right now I'm at 144. So I think I have like 6 videos left to do. So yeah, I have done like 9 videos this week because I wanted to finish before Christmas so I can just take those 2 weeks off.
Crazy, you're doing so well there.
Yeah, but it's also been a lot of different videos. I wanted to do a lot of travel videos, and when we did the EUROTRIP, I was documenting every day, so it was like 20 travel videos, and then it was like 20 tutorials and around 100 vlogs, if you count the vlogs that I'm doing at my work. So like content-wise, I'm really happy with this year and what I've produced. And I'm thinking about, for the upcoming year, what goal I should set, if it should be like quantity to make as much as possible, or just to like create fewer videos but really good videos. So that's what I'm trying to get down to, trying to come up with a goal for the next year. So
yeah, I mean, well done, hats off to you. You've done so many videos. It's you know, amazing. I don't necessarily think you need to push on and try and do more, because well, unless you feel like you can and you've refined your process enough to be able to still give out, you know, the type of videos that you want to do to the quality that you want to do them. If you say, oh, now I'm going to do 200, how much is that going to, you know, cost you in the year? But yeah, you have to find, I think, the balance as a content creator. That's what you do, so that's what you have to make. But setting yourself some goals, I think maybe looking at what you enjoyed the most, what you think people got the value from the most throughout the 160 videos. Is it 160?
140 right now.
140 videos. Well, yeah, maybe you get to your 150 close.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, what you enjoyed doing the most, what you think the people that watch your channel and are following you got the most value from, and maybe focus on doing more of those, and cutting out the stuff that you didn't enjoy as much, or that took you, you know, too long for what people wanted.
Yeah, because that's something that I'm thinking about a little bit, because I have like 3 different types of things that I do. It's tutorials and travel videos and vlogs. So it's basically those 3. And I don't know if I should just do one of them or if I should continue with all 3. But I think tutorials is helping a lot to grow the channel, because a lot of people is searching for how-to videos. And I think probably travel videos is the one I enjoy the most, but also you can't like travel around the world every day.
Yeah, it costs money, unfortunately.
Not yet,
yeah.
At least.
Yeah. One day.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, right now I'm still like in the beginning of the career, so just trying to get the experience.
So how long have you been a content creator? Would you say, do you call yourself a content creator? Just, is this your first real whole year, or been a while?
Yeah, the second. I got hired 1.5 years ago, and before that I had the internship where I worked with the video. So now it's like, yeah, almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
So I still feel that I'm really early in the journey to be the content creator that I want to be, and at the level that I want to make videos. So
I agree. I think that's the same for me as well. And our timing's almost the same, because I started my company about 1.5 years ago.
Oh, right.
But I didn't. it took me about 8 months to like build lots of foundations. So like to just acquire some equipment, to get my first, I had to do, you know, free stuff to get some customers flowing and build some kind of portfolio and go through the process. I was obviously making stuff for myself rather than for anyone else. And this was my first probably full year, but even that, like lots of things have changed. So next year there's a lot more focus on what I'll be creating and why I'll be creating it. I'm kind of not going to try and be everything to everyone. I'm going to try and really narrow into what I like to do and what I hope other people that will watch me will like to see.
Yeah, but I think that's a good way to start, to just try different things, because if you haven't tried it, you don't know what's your thing and what you want to do more of. So I think for at least 1 year, 2 years, just do a bunch of things and just try and taste it and see.
Definitely, 100%. I definitely agree. It's, again, you don't know what you might not know what you love to do until you've actually done it. So you have to give it a try. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'd love to do like some football stuff, and I did a few bits of football this year. I'd love to do some more next year, which I potentially have the opportunity to do. So yeah, I mean, I won't write anything off. And like I said, I want to do some more collaborations. And so, yeah.
So what is like your main goals, or your main goal with the videos that you create? Is it to like inspire people, or to bring information, or entertain, or?
So my three kind of go-to words, if you like, that my company is built on is inspire, create, and innovate. So they're basically a lot more of what I'm going to be focusing on next year, is trying to inspire people to go do, to try, to get creative, to see what they can do with the things around them, rather than always having to, oh, I can't do that because I haven't got the latest camera, or I haven't got the latest. That doesn't matter. You can still give it a go. And then I'm going to try and help, and I'm going to do some more tutorials, but they're going to be a lot more specific and focused. So helping people to get do some exercises that will help them be more creative. And then the last part will be about like innovation. So once they've built their process or gone through it, have they done the right, gone through the process again to refine it, to make it quicker? Because I've done that a lot this year through video process. If I took a video that I did right at the beginning of the year and a video that I did at the end of the year, the amount of time it's taken me for the quality I've done, it's taken me less time and been better quality because I've gone through the motions, rather right at the beginning take me more time and probably wasn't as good. All because you refine as you go. You know what kind of sound you're looking for, you know where to go for resources, you know when you get stuck, what to go and look for. So yeah, but and so it'll be about encouraging people to go and do that a bit more. And what about yourself?
As I'm listening, I'm writing down, because I just thought that we should write the name of the YouTube accounts in the description. So mine, of course, is what you're looking at right now. So what's your YouTube address?
It's Simply Create. I don't know the full YouTube. I don't think I've got the URL yet. I haven't got enough subscribers, David.
Right.
But that's all right. Yeah, you can find me. Type in Simply Create. It'll be pretty easy to find. I don't know what the link is off the top of my head. But I'm kind of doing something similar to you next year. I'm set myself a goal of how many videos will be on YouTube next year. But it isn't as many as you, so I haven't gone. I don't know if I could get to that. I mean, your goal's 150, right? Yeah. You're on 140, so you're gonna. I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for you. You're so close. But next year, so I've got like my 3 targets, if you like. But my gold, I've kind of got a bronze, silver, and gold target. That's how I'm trying to do it. So like a minimum target and a maximum target, and my maximum is 100 uploads to YouTube, which I probably did this year, but not consciously, if that makes sense. So I did a series, Breakfast Brainstorm. There was 31 there because I went live every single day. I don't really count that because it was like, these will be conscious decisions to make 100 videos that I'll know what I'm doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And you're thinking 100 videos to your YouTube channel?
That'll be yeah, to my YouTube. That'll be gold. And then I'll have silver, which is 89, and then bronze, which will be 72, I think, something like that. I did some kind of maths. I can't remember what it was. So like how many a week, or yeah, or, you know, if I did 100, it would be this amount a week. If I do one a week, so or a month or whatever it was. So yeah, that's going to be my my YouTube. I've got loads of goals for next year, but YouTube, that's my video one.
I just put your YouTube channel in the description now, so if people wanna
thank you for doing that.
And yeah, 100 is really high, because when I'm counting the 150 videos, I'm counting the videos that I'm doing at my work, the vlog.
Yeah.
So, and I think with that vlog, we did like 75 videos. And then I'm working full time with that. But of course, I'm doing some videos for our customers as well. I had like a period with like 8 weeks where I did no vlog episodes.
I've got my echoes picked up on something we said, so I need to turn her on.
Right.
Sorry, I don't know that. Sorry, I'm back on. And I don't know what I said that sounded like echo, but apparently
join, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Next time.
Yeah. So my next guest will be Siri.
Amazing. That actually could be quite a good could have been live, because if you can ask Siri enough questions, you might get a conversation going.
Yeah. Just ask the right questions.
So your goal, obviously your goal this year included work videos as well.
Yeah.
So will you combine your goals again this year? Like, as in, you're also creating a lot through work?
Yeah, probably not, because I have like a goal for my own channel, what I want to do. And I think it's good to have like separate goals for each channel, because if I'm not reaching one goal, maybe it's because I'm doing a lot of work on the other channel. So I can see like the whole picture. Also, I was thinking about, because I'm doing some videos for customers as well at work, and I haven't counted them in. So I don't know how many videos it is in total. It's probably above 150 if I count those videos as well. So I will figure something out how to set the goal for that.
Yeah, I think I haven't counted this year, YouTube and work and whatever, but maybe I'll try and count and see how many videos I've done, because I know I've done quite a lot for work, that's for sure. And obviously I've done quite a few for customers, and obviously my own channels and stuff as well. So I might just find out what it was. But like I said, I didn't really have a goal or a strategy for that this year, which is probably a bit silly. But that it kind of is quite nice, because I just did what I wanted to do and felt like I needed to do at the time. Whereas this year it will be probably a lot more controlled and structured, but also hopefully fun.
One question that I was thinking of that I forgot before to ask you: how do you do to find all the jobs? Like when you're I know that's something that I thinking about a lot. People have like a company that already has a lot of customers, and you just do work for them. But when you're starting on something new and starting from the beginning, trying to find customers, how do you do to find it?
How did I do that? How did I start the ball rolling?
Yeah.
With great difficulty. It was a challenge. first of all, I just started to put it out there that I was ready to work with people, because I think sometimes that's the first thing, is that people don't know you're trying to be a business. They just think you do it as a hobby all the time.
Yeah.
So you have to make the conscious choice to say that from now on, I am trying to do, you know, this as a career, as a job. So people don't just think you'll make them a video for Christmas or for birthdays or parties and stuff. They know that you're actually trying. I then started to go to networking events a lot. I've been to a lot this year, and I just talked. Again, I didn't sell. I just built connections, said hello, got to understand how things kind of work. And obviously, whilst I was doing that, I was exchanging my own business card, and they naturally, obviously, ask you about you. And in that environment, you don't need to talk about doing things for fun. You go in straight in, and what you do is work. I make videos. I help people with social media. I create content. You don't have to say I'm trying to. You just go straight in and tell them that you're doing it. And then, yeah, I mean, help. Support and help is a big factor, especially when you're starting. So friends, family, supporters, just sharing stuff, and just telling people if something comes up, saying, oh, I know someone who can help you with that, and putting you in contact with someone else. And yeah, and I've only really got into doing some adverts towards the back end of this year to start promoting it properly, advertising on social media and doing some proper marketing. So yeah, it takes its time, certainly. A lot of the things I did as well to get myself out there were for free. So one of my biggest customers came from the fact that I do a podcast for free for anybody who wants to be in it in my area. So I think it's mindset. You have to believe that it's like self-doubt, right? People don't even know whether they're good enough to be in a business or whatever. You got to believe that you're good enough, know the quality of work that you can deliver and how, and then start to put it out there to people with confidence that you know you can help. And I've become more and more confident as time's gone by. And this is no disrespect to anybody, but I've also seen other content creators, videographers, production companies, media companies that are doing things for other people. And I know I can do just as good a job, if not better. So it gives me more confidence.
Yeah, I think it's really important, the thing you're saying about just telling people that you are doing it right now, instead of saying like, I'm trying to do that, and doubt yourself.
Definitely.
Just go in with confidence in what you do, because when you repeat it to yourself a lot of times, you will start believing in it yourself also, and be more confident in everything you do. So
I spoke to a few people this year, and they are starting their business.
yeah.
So when they were introducing themselves, all they kept saying was, well, I'm currently starting a business. And I used to tell them, that's enough now. Like, draw a line under it. When do you stop starting it? You've started it. You have to say, I have a business, and that's it, and leave it. Even if it's one customer, even if it's no customers, you just know that's what you want to do going forward. You have to draw the line and say, this is my business, and this is what I do. I have the skills, and
Yeah, basically you have a business even if you have 0 customers.
Yeah, of course you do, because it only takes one person to turn around and say, I want what you want, and you know, do some kind of exchange, and it's a business. So
yeah,
I think it's difficult. Starting out is difficult. I'm a long way off of where I want to be, and I've got so much more I want to do and grow and stuff. But and this is why the key is, which I think we both definitely agree on. That's why enjoying it is so important. Because the days that you don't want to get up, if you were doing or do what if you're doing something that you didn't enjoy, those days that you're just not feeling it, you really wouldn't be feeling it. The fact that you do something that you love and enjoy and you're passionate about, those days that you're just a bit like not feeling it, you still go out and do it because you still love it.
Yeah, you have to love the process, for sure.
Definitely. And I really do. I even love the process when I get things wrong, and when it goes wrong, and when I'm under pressure because of time or whatever, because you learn from those things.
Yeah. Do you have like, if we be like specific on something that you have learned this year when creating content, something that you maybe you had a thought about how it would going to work or how you should do it, but it ended up being like the opposite, or things you learned along the way?
I think one of my biggest things this year was about, as a content creator, was about storage. It came quite early on in the year, but I kind of went through a patch where I got a little bit of work coming in, and I hadn't thought about my storage process of all the video footage, and obviously they're big files. There's a lot of them, as well as how I was going to store things, and also with how you back up and stuff. So I didn't get into a problem where it was, well, I did get into a problem. I got into a problem where everything was full. My computer was pretty much full, so I had lag. My external hard drive was full. Everything was just basically full, and I needed to work it out. So I literally sat down and worked it out. I worked out the process of, right, when I get new material, where does it go? How do I keep it? Where does it go from there? And kind of worked out how much storage I needed, how much I'm going to have to pay out to keep my storage. Because the other thing is, when you have a customer, I have to keep I don't have to. I choose to keep the content that I've got of the footage I've shot for them for a certain amount of time, just in case they want anything else added on later down the line. But obviously, to keep that, I have to keep it safe, and I also have to keep it backed up for as long as that is, which is a lot of data. So throughout the year. And then I worked out that if you work it on a cycle, it can actually work really nicely. So storage was one of the biggest ones, and that's all really, really going well. Touch wood at the minute. There's a nice process I've sorted out for that.
Do you work with hard drives there, or is it?
So I have two forms of storage. I have hard drives and cloud.
All right.
So I bought Google Drive data. For the year, and what that allows me to do is work on the go, so I can do some stuff wherever I need to, which obviously helps me with my time management. But also I don't keep it there because obviously it takes up a lot of cloud storage. So I back everything up onto the hard drive, so it's always there. But now nothing's held on my actual Mac. Like, I don't hold any data on my Mac at all. Like, it's off to keep it as clean as possible. And I've got two hard drives. 1 terabyte and 1 3 terabyte, I think it is. And I actually wrote to a video editor that I watched tutorials from and asked them what they would recommend, how much when you're starting out because I was going through a lot of data, a lot of video. So I said, like, I don't know how much I need. If I get 10 customers this year, like, how much, what? Yeah. So they wrote back, which was really nice. And recommended something, and I just went with the recommendation. Right.
What did they recommend?
They recommended what I have, which is 3 terabytes. That they said that should do me for considering they're doing a lot more than me. So you must have heard of him, Justin Odisha.
Oh yeah.
So I wrote to him and he actually responded, which is amazing. So shout out to that. Obviously, he's producing a lot more content than I was or was doing. So I asked, and he basically said 3 terabytes normally normally lasts me like 2 years. So if it lasts him 2 years, then I was like, well, it's going to last me for 2 years. And obviously, with the process I built in about holding things and then getting rid of them, you'll turn things over. So.
Yeah, I think I've also learned that when to film and when to not film, because when you're documenting at the beginning, you don't know how much material you need to make a vlog, for example. So I think at the beginning I was filming like 4 hours per day or something. So the 4 terabyte hard drive was full pretty quick. So I think that was full after half a year, and now it's 1 year after that, and I have just like 2 terabytes more. So yeah, that's also something that you learn along the way.
Definitely. I was shooting a lot. I think my biggest, the biggest factor to that though is I was shooting with 2 cameras all the time.
Mm.
So when I was shooting with 2 cameras, obviously you get double the amount of data for the same footage. It's just 2 different angles.
Yeah.
So which is really nice to have, but obviously it takes up a lot of data. So I was, I could be more lean with it in terms of, like you said, you don't have to shoot 4 hours. You end up shooting half the time, but I was still shooting double. So, but like I said, now building in the process of how long I keep it for before I delete it, some clears and some stays, so it's good.
Did you see that Gary Vaynerchuk just posted a 7.5 hour video?
No, 7.5 hour video.
He was in Dubai, so he was filming like the whole day and doing like a super long daily episode of it.
Oh my god, so good. When am I going to get time to watch that?
Yeah, I just feel bad for the video editors trying to export that.
Yeah. Oh.
Almost 8 hours.
That's good. What is it? Is it just like raw, like one of his Q&As, or is it edited?
I haven't watched. I just watched a couple of minutes of it.
Okay.
I saw some cuts, but it's basically more or less unedited.
Well, at least that's one thing, I suppose. You know, they didn't have to trawl through it and make it like a no. But I will. I'll watch it at some point. Though. I know I will. Obviously in parts. I haven't got 7 hours to just sit and watch it. But yeah, no, it sounds good. And this is where obviously he talks about there not being him doing things for the right reasons rather than not just for the numbers. Because over time, more and more people will watch that in some fashion.
Yeah. He's also really good at that, to just try different things. And sometimes it's a 1 minute video and sometimes it's 7.5 hours. And he's also trying like different thumbnails, different titles. I think he shut down his YouTube after he did the Wine Library TV and moved on to another platform. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know what it's called as well, but yeah, he did.
Oh,
it wasn't Vimeo, but I don't know what it was.
Yeah, and then he moved back, so he had like to start over again on YouTube. But so that has been a big inspiration for me and something that I have really adapted into my way of working. That if I have an idea, I just try it directly and see what happens instead of writing it down and thinking, oh, I should try this sometime, or just staying comfortable and just doing the things that I always do. I think you learn so much from trying new things, even if it like fails half of the times.
Yeah, I think you push yourself to again fail almost, but the failure there comes so many learnings. Because or something that how many times have you done this? Sometimes that you thought it was only going to take you 15 minutes, and then you're still there 2 hours later.
Yeah.
It's just such a classic. Oh yeah, I'll do that. It'd be nice. It would look good, and it'd be nice and quick.
Yeah.
You want to get the lighting right. You set up your mic. The camera won't. Trying to get that to focus. You don't like the shot. You change it, and then that 15 minutes is 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you're like, but you learn from it, and you learn the considerations for next time.
Yeah, and then you prepare everything and put everything up, and maybe you write a script what you should talk about, and then you discover that you haven't charged your batteries.
Yeah, we've all been there, definitely. Oh, the batteries, the drama. Yeah, and you can never have enough batteries, right?
Yeah, for sure. I have 3 now, and I just bought 2 more. So
that's right. That's the way it's got to be. What the question for you then? And something I'm quite interested in with other videographers and content creators is when they're creating video is what is your editing process? You might want this could be a tutorial for you at some point. Now, I don't mean like on any project. Do you what's your process from almost generically start to finish? So do you get it all on there and go through it all? Do you know the bits that you're already going to go on there? Do you cut and put it in order first? How do you? I feel like that's really fascinating for me, because I feel like some of the things I do is not actually as smart as it could be, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's really like personal from who you're talking to, because I think there's a lot of ways to do it and a lot of ways that works. The way that works for me is that, first of all, before I go into Premiere Pro, which I used to edit in, I have like this project folder. So if I have maybe sound effects and graphics and stuff that I know that I am going to use in every video, I just store them in that folder, and then when I create a new project, I just copy that folder, and then I add the video and the additional things that I need for just that video.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now recently I've started to make a folder in that folder called new. So every time I'm doing a new video, I'm copying the last project that I did, and then I delete the new folder and create a new folder and
Yeah.
all videos in. So after each project, I go through the things, because sometimes you're adding things that it can be elements that you want to use in other videos. So you take them from that new folder and put them into the other folders to save it. So that project folder is like growing and growing for every video. So that's basically what I do before I go into Premiere Pro. And then when I'm in Premiere Pro, I always start off to create proxy files. And then I just put everything in the timeline from start to finish. And then I look through it. Sometimes I speed up the playback speed to make it quicker, and then I try to, before I just edit it from the beginning to the end. Now I'm more looking into it as a story and try to figure out what I want to tell with this video. What's the purpose of this video? And then I can move things back and forward depending on that. And I try to focus mostly on the A roll first, the things that I'm actually saying or the people that I'm filming is saying. And then when I have that right, I put the B roll on top of that to add like additional video sequences to complement the things that the person is saying. Mm-hmm. Then on top of that, I put music, and the last thing is the graphic. And then I just have the intro and the outro there I put.
And what about color correction or audio correction? Where does that come in your process? Right at the end?
It has been different from time to time. I've tried both adding it in the beginning and in the end. I've noticed for me that it works best to just do it at the beginning, because before you cut down every clip, you maybe have less amount of clips, so it's easier to just color correct them and then just go on with the editing process. But also it's important before you export to actually check clip to clip, because even if you have like a LUT or you have a specific color grade that you use, because you can have like different intensity of that color grade, and even if it's the same intensity, it can look different on different clips. So it's so important to see, like, from this clip to the next clip, does it look like it's fitting together? So maybe you have to add some extra correction to that clip.
Yeah, I agree.
Just to get the viewer to feel like no clips is like misplaced or miscolored. Because I often find myself correcting like doing small adjustments and changing like the numbers so it looks right in the program, but then I don't think about like the end result. So that's something I'm struggled with sometimes, that I need to like take 2 steps back and just look at the video, or maybe just take a break and then come back and look at it again and see how it looks. So
yeah. I think see, our process is fairly similar, I think. But again, my folder. I have a folder again before I open Premiere Pro. I upload. I make a folder called the project, whatever the project's called, and then I have in that I have a project folder, which is where all the Adobe files are saved. But I do different variations, so it'll be like project 1, version 1, project 1, version 2, because I save them at different points for different reasons. Then I have an audio file folder, I have a video file folder, and I have a graphics folder. And I put all of the things I know that I'm going to use in those folders. And then I get it all on the timeline, and okay, so are you a razor tool person, or do you drag from? We're getting quite specific now. Or do you drag using the cursor? Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm talking about? You can shrink a timeline down like that, or you can cut it and get rid of it.
Yeah, I cut it and get rid of it. So I'm trying to use the keyboard as much as I can. So I have the right hand on J, K, and L to like play and move forward and backward, and then I have Q and W on the left hand to cut to the last clip or cut to the next clip.
Yeah.
So I'm like shortening the project for every cut that I make. So
yeah. No, it makes sense. Like how you use your tools, I think is quite can be quite different, because I use like rolling edit quite a lot, or that kind of stuff. And then because actually then I was taught another way. I was actually taught to use the import in and out import. So you watch your clip back and you mark the in point and you mark the out point, and then you Command I and it imports just that bit. But I couldn't get that into the habit of that.
No, not me either.
It felt like it took too much time to watch it all and find those in and out points. Whereas I can just whiz, cut, get rid of, or shrink down. So and then I do. Then I spend a lot of time more. I spend more time on sound than I ever have. I felt like my audio was lacking the most. My lighting, my video and stuff was quite good, but my audio wasn't great. So I spent a little bit of time investing on audio, and I feel like it's up the quality. Adding sound effects is actually a massive thing, and I think it really brings out your videos way more. And then it will probably be a B-roll, but B-roll I always find is quite easy, a lot easier than A-roll. Especially with text and stuff, and then obviously I do the corrections last, so I use adjustment layers quite a bit for corrections. But I just find that I'd like to almost ask like every editor I meet and stuff what their process is, just to see if there's any major process that can save time or just adds to the quality or whatever.
Also, one thing I do that I think saves a lot of time for me is creating a lot of presets. So if you have like effects and transitions and stuff that you know that you are using a lot of times, you can save that as a preset and then just drag it down to your clip instead of like creating it from scratch.
I don't have any presets, none. So
right.
And again, I don't know if that you said it saves a lot of time, and then when you said that, I'm thinking, do I use the same thing all the time though? I almost don't feel like I do, but I don't know. Like my cuts are pretty. If I'm going to try something new, I haven't done it before. I try to try something new in every video I do of some kind. But maybe I need to again look into presets and how that helps, because I know they do, because that's why loads of people sell presets, don't they? Sell their presets.
Yeah, depending on what type of video you do as well. So but also I have I'm trying to build like a I have 2 sequences. So one for the actual project that I'm working with, and in the other sequence I create like specific transitions or like animated graphic or stuff like that. So I can just store them in that sequence and then just drag it down when I need. So I create like a library of things that I can add on top of the video.
I do the same, and if it's a big project as well, I found that I break things down into scenes. So introduction, main content, and exit, or end, or you know, intro, and each sequence is a bit that I can then put together at the end. And then again, that's something that somebody else told me, is that sequences are also meant to, so that when, for example, if you're making a film in Premiere Pro, like let's say a half-an-hour film, you would actually break each sequence down to a scene, and then at the end you'll put all the scenes together, or export them individually as scenes, and then put them together in one project to keep your sizes down and stuff.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's logical. It does make sense. So I started to use it like that quite a lot. But yeah, like I have one. I also have normally a sequence that I mess around with. Like that is my mess around sequence that I want to try something else, but I don't want to touch it over here. So I copy it over, see if I like it like that, and if I don't, I go back to where it was. So
yeah, the way I do that is I have the history window open. So then I try something, and then I go back and just go back like 20 actions, like delete all the things that I've done.
Yeah, I'm always scared that it's going to like crash or something on me, and I haven't. That's why I put it over in somewhere else. So if it crashes, it hasn't touched that. And if I like it, obviously I can just copy and move it back into there and take that out. I've got another question for you actually on your timeline. If you use like 2 layers, let's say let's say you were doing 2 videos of the same angle, of different angles, and you layer one on layer 1 and one on layer 2. But you're only using the top layer, obviously. Do you get rid of the bottom layer, or do you leave it in there? Obviously, it's all matched up, it's synced or whatever. So you could get rid of it because actually your timeline's only doing the top layer. But do you get rid of it and just use that, or do you leave it both?
I think a lot of times I just leave it.
Yeah, so do I.
The only reason for me to take it away is if it's too many tracks and I want it to be like fewer tracks so I can see everything at once, then I maybe take it away.
So and the reason I ask is because I was only thinking this the other day. Does it affect anything by leaving it under there? I know you can't see it, but does the file size get bigger? Should you clear out all of the stuff that is not necessary to reduce render time? I don't know. I was like, I don't do it because I don't want to delete something by accident or whatever, and it's all synced up or ruin it. But at the same time, right at the end, should it be something I'm doing?
Yeah, that's a good question. I never thought about that actually.
So I don't know, but again, I'll play around with it, I'm sure, in up and coming videos and see what happens. But like I said, it's almost the fear factor kicks in that I'll press delete because I think I don't need it, and then I'll get to the end and I'm like, no, I want the other shot, not that one, and then I've deleted it, and I have to go back and put it in and all that kind of stuff.
I might try in the next video to have like videos on top of each other and export, and then take away like 4 or 5 just to see if the file size decreases,
or even the render time. I reckon that might go down. So, and again, that might be worth getting rid of the waste. So even though we're keeping it for safety, because actually the video that might take whatever an hour to render will go down to like half an hour. You never know, depending on how much waste you get rid of.
Yeah.
And again, saves you time, which again saves you money, which again it means you can spend more time doing other stuff. Blah 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 blah. So.
I'm also wondering when you add like Lumetri color, if it saves time to make all the adjustments in one effect, or if it doesn't matter if you have like 4 effects on top of each other in the same clip.
Yeah, that's true. As in single motions of the effect, or one effect bar with everything in it. It makes sense. I don't know. Yeah.
So.
And again, someone might know this. So. And this is what I mean. And you can only really talk to video editors or videographers about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because actually, there's lots of other people that just don't know that process, or even like, you know, it's amazing how many people, you know, don't know, you know, what it takes to do a video, the process that it takes, which is like, where they're like, can you just do something quickly for me? And then they tell you what you want, and you're like, that's not quickly.
Yeah, I get that all the time.
Amazing. If you could just quickly change this for me. No, there's no quickly.
Can you just throw together a 1-minute video really quick?
yeah, that's throw it. But yeah, so it's and also again, when you take pride in your work, right, or when you have your own style or your own process, that quickly doesn't really work. I find that it's really interesting as a video editor as well. You have to have both logic and creativity. Which is what I really like about it, because I think that's very much what my personality is. I'm quite a logical person, because looking at your timeline, you need to know where everything is, where it's going, how it's fitting in together, which is logic. But the creativity is when you get it there, how can you make it be from what it was to what you want it to be? So it's quite a unique, I think it's quite a unique personality to do that.
Yeah, I think that people that don't work with video might underestimate the importance of having good structure and knowing like keyboard shortcuts and having a process that you follow, all of those things. Some people might think that, oh, it's just to be creative, but you have to be really structured to be able to be creative, I think.
Otherwise, and I don't know if you've had this as well, you can get really lost, right? You can get moments of like, where am I at? What am I doing? Where am I at? I've definitely had those on like big projects. I've been like, okay, so that's bit over there and that bit's over there. And you can get yourself into quite a rabbit hole, right?
Yeah, especially when you're working with something for like 2 weeks and then you send it to the customer, and then maybe 3 weeks later they contact you. Oh, you know the video you did, can you put this thing in there? Like, all right, which version of it was it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. Yes, definitely. You forget. You very much are in the moment when you're editing it, and and when you go to the next project, that project almost is like, well, it's done. Like,
yeah.
But it's not. It's never done, in a sense. You can always add it and change to it, and reduce it or make it. Yeah. So so I find it quite interesting. I want to try and speak to more video editors about that kind of stuff, just to see what they do, because you can only speak to people that know how to, or at a certain level, about those kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to round up this live session for now.
Yeah.
We have talked for quite a while, and I think it was interesting. A lot of things that was, some things were more broad to people not working with video, and some things were really specific to video.
Yeah. Sorry about that. That was probably my fault.
No worries. I think it's interesting for people that are watching if they work with the video and want to learn more about that. So, and it's interesting for me as well to hear how other people is working with it. So
yeah.
So yeah, thank you for joining the first YouTube live.
Pleasure, an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's much appreciated. I feel very honoured.
Yeah, no worries. It was good that we did this today and not just pushed it forward to the next year. So
yeah.
It will be more live session in the following year.
Yeah, definitely.
So and thanks for the people that has watched this. Great live session, says Elmer. Thank you, Elmer.
Thank you.
And yeah, we'll probably talk again soon on
hopefully
YouTube or Instagram or
definitely
out there in cyberspace.
Take care, David. Look after yourself. Thank you very much for the invite.
Okay, see ya.